thank you for joining us today. Representing Let Us Live magazine, I'm Oroscia L. Today, we have the pleasure of living in the moment with actor and comedian Rod Minger. Follow me. Hello, and thank you for joining us. Representing Let Us Live magazine, I'm Oroscia L. Today we have the pleasure of living in the moment with actor and comedian Rod Minger. Hi, how are you?
What is up, man? What's going on?
It's a good day. It's a good day.
It's a great day. It's a beautiful day.
It definitely is. It's even more beautiful for you, right? Because I see that you've got major things happening.
I'm trying to do a little something.
From my research, I've seen an engagement.
That was an engagement.
Yes, congratulations to you and
Thank
your
you.
gorgeous fiance.
I appreciate that.
New work with Katie Bo.
Yes, that just started. That just started 2 days ago.
Yes.
Let me find out you work for the folks.
Hey, well, you know. And then just new YouTube content.
Yes, lots of content.
Yes.
That's my new thing. I was fortunate enough to work with some guys that were heavy content creators on YouTube. And they invited me in to do a series as a one-time only.
Okay.
And the one I did with them just exploded.
Yeah.
In the comments, like, yo, this dude's funny. Who's that? Blah, blah, blah. Does he have a YouTube page? And I was like, nah, I didn't really know about the YouTube world. They was like, wait, maybe you need to jump on it. And
Nice.
then we were starting with something that's supposed to be one-time only that became, now we're on episode 20.
I saw that.
And here we are. So
Yes.
now it's time to spin off and see what happens.
I love it. Congratulations on that as
Thank
well.
You. Thank you.
So let's keep with it, right?
All right.
What moment in your career has meant the most to you thus far?
Oh, you know what, man? I've been asked that a lot, right?
Okay.
So it's hard to say one answer
Okay.
because I think I'm a live in the moment type person. See what I did there?
I like it.
That was accidental, but it did happen.
I like it. It worked.
What happens is when I'm living in the moment, that moment is the great moment.
Okay.
I've learned to, when you're in something, you can't look past it. You have to look right there. So right now, this is a big moment to me.
Yeah.
What do you think I'm being sarcastic about? This is a big deal because y'all could have called somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So this moment is awesome, right? So all my moments are like that with no chronological order because thank God you called me. Thank God, the guys that do YouTube videos would call me, or every TV show I book. Thank God they call me. So I'm thankful for all those moments equally. So I don't know what sticks out, but I tell you what's weird.
Okay.
2 things I booked in my career till this day kind of don't make sense. So I got called to be on Disney Cruise Lines. I never auditioned. I never applied.
Wow.
I never submitted.
Okay.
Somebody just called me out of the blue.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's the next 2.5 years of my career I booked that.
Okay.
And this is one of those things they called me and the interview was over Skype. And it's like, oh man, you're funny. Can we fly you to Orlando? We talked for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I talked to somebody for 5 minutes and then they fly me to Orlando, have me a rental car waiting, and then drive me to the ship, let me audition, tell me I have the job, then take me to lunch.
Nice.
And that led to the next 2.5 years of my life. But I don't know how it came.
Yeah.
And then also I work with SEC Nation the same way. I don't know where it came from. Somebody just called me out of the blue, like, hey dog, you want to do a little something? Sure. Boom, I was there. So those moments stick out for those reasons, but I can't say what's better than the other one. I don't know. It's hard to answer that.
That's okay.
But if it hits me the spirit throughout this interview,
yeah,
I'll bring it back up.
Let the spirit move.
Let the spirit move. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so then speaking of the spirit,
okay.
I did watch an interview where you were mentioning kind of fasting and praying.
Yes.
Kind of right before you were pursuing your entertainment career full time. Can you share that with me?
Yeah. So I grew up with I call them a blue collar family, where God bless all of them, but they just worked hard. Everybody worked hard. The men were truck drivers or garbage men or military men or they fixed cars, and the women worked at like factories, like cutting wires and organizing different things that had to be shipped out. Like my grandmother had a million jobs. She would work at this place called National, where I would have to go to work. I was the only child, so I was either with my mom, I was with my grandmother. I would go to work with her, and she was cutting wires all day, just sitting at a table, cutting these wires all day, and I would have to sit there with her for the whole shift. And then she'd get off that job, and then change clothes in the bathroom, and then go and clean houses on the upper scale side of town, I would say.
Wow.
Right? Do that. Then go home, chill, fish at least once a week with my grandfather. Once a week, they would go fishing. Yeah. Right? Then on weekends, would sell pound cake out of her house. Hustling. Yeah. My mom always worked both shifts. She always worked in the morning and at night. Like as an elementary kid, I was telling some family over the holidays. I was like, when I got up in the morning, even in elementary, my mom was gone. And she was at work, but she called me, made sure I was up. I walked 5 miles to school, back and forth, rain, sleet, or snow. Got out, she'd be there for a little while, and then she's head to her second job. And then I just had to fend for myself, and that was my childhood. But she made sure she was there for what was important. That was baseball games. That was when I was in band. That was when, you know, I used to be in one of the little crunk dancing, you know, groups back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You know, what do I know about that, man? You know, we used to dance down there. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, she made sure she was there for the important stuff, man. But a lot of the time, man, she spent it working. So I grew up like, I knew at an early age something entertaining was in me, but I didn't know. God's putting something on your heart, but you don't understand it. But I knew I wasn't built to be like that. And I didn't disrespect what they did. I respect what they did because it made me the man that I am.
Absolutely.
That's why I worked hard. Like you see, I just drove from Montgomery to make sure I got here on time so I could do this interview.
I heard.
I take it all serious. So I got their drive, but it was for my passion versus let me survive. You know what I mean? And I think that's where the fasting and the praying comes in because this thing is such a roller coaster ride. You know, 1 month you're rich, 1 month you're broke. You know, so even when you do get a big check, you have to sit on it because you might not get another one. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
But the fasting and praying is the only thing that keeps me through, man. Those low moments, all you have is God.
Absolutely.
Jesus and prayer and fasting and manifesting and your imagination.
Absolutely.
Because nobody can take your imagination away from you but you. So that's where the praying and the fasting comes from. Like, you know, I try to sit back sometimes. Let me just unplug. You know, like even this month, I was telling my fiance, like, maybe we need to chill out. We kind of kicked it hard in December. We went to New York for 2 weeks. We was eating out a lot. I was like, it's January, let's just cook at home and cook together. So we're still having date nights, but let's do it at home and let's chill. And I have 2 scripts I need to finish. And I'm challenging myself because I don't know if you know the story about, was it Jordan Peele, the one that wrote Get Out? He had that script sitting on his laptop for 4 years.
Wow, no, I did not know that.
This dude had an Oscar-winning script sitting on his laptop for 4 years while he did a bunch of other stuff. So that shows we all have $1 million idea that we're sitting on, but we procrastinate on it. Or we're not applying enough pressure to ourselves. We have an A-man corner. You have a significant other. They're going to clap you. Like, yeah, you should do it. But at the end of the day, when you get up and put your shoes on, you got to do the walking.
Absolutely.
And I think this is my time now to tap into, let me go finish that script because I might be sitting on something great and don't know it. Let me keep doing these videos because people like me online. Let's keep doing it. And let's sit down and interview with everybody because I don't care if you have 1 million followers or 500 followers. One of those followers could be the key to your success. So I don't hate when people are like, oh, your podcast, well, you don't got this many followers. 2 of those followers might be the next person that book you. And that's where I'm at. That's where the spiritual part comes. I'm sorry, I get caught up in it.
No, I love it. So you mentioned the hustle, right? That you grew up seeing in your mother and your grandmother. At what point did you realize that hustle that they had was in you too?
Oh man, I know the exact moment it hit me. All right, so when I first graduated from college, the short version, I got accepted to go to this acting academy called AMDA out of Los Angeles. And at the time, the fraternity I'm a part of, shout out to Kappa Alpha Psi, my province president, I wrote him a letter, and he's like, I give you a scholarship. And then maybe a couple months before I left, they changed their mind. Oh, that we're not going to do it. For whatever reason. No, nothing personal, just we can't do it, whatever. And then, you know, I didn't have the money to do it. And I was just like, I don't want to get that much in debt, you know, without a scholarship. So I kind of just went another route. So it got around my family, you know, I was all hurt because I was prepared. I had to go on a party. I was going to leave.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was prepared. I was going to sell my car. I was going to buy me a moped, and I was going to move to LA. And I was going to stay on campus and drive a moped around. I was going to live in Cali, like a motor scooter, whatever, right? and I worked at Dillard's at the time. So I was going to work at Dillard's over there. So I had this whole thing figured out. And then when it went a bust, my cousin that lives, I have a cousin that lives here, her name's Sharon. And she's like, man, you need to come up here. You know, there's a lot of entertainment up here. Like, you know, Diddy here, you know, Bad Boy here, and all these rappers live here, and all these singers and these reality shows, and Tyler Perry's here, and all these acting opportunities that come in here. You know, she really gassed me up. And she said this magic phrase, me and her joke about to this day. She said, man, you come stay with me until you figure it out. I packed my car up. Everything I needed, I found. Anything that was essential. Toothbrush, drawers, jeans, shirts, let's go. That's all I need. My contact solution. I got contacts, right? Hit the road, I move up here. And I find out she doesn't live in Atlanta. She lives in McDonough. So, and this is before, I'm a little older than you, so this is before GPS. So back then you had these thick sheets of paper called MapQuest printouts. So everywhere I was going, I was having my MapQuest, you know, to and from. I'm learning my way around Atlanta while living in McDonough. was a nightmare, right?
Yeah.
So 2 weeks of that, I'm grinding, I'm hustling, I'm trying to find some corporate jobs. I'm thinking acting and comedy is going to be my hobby, and I'm going to just have a corporate job. You know, I'm educated, whatever. My second week here, she's like, yo, you know, how you like in Atlanta? I'm like, yo, it's dope, man. You know, it's kind of cool, driving a lot, you know, this, that, and the third. She's like, cool, but, you know, you got to be out of here by the end of the month. You know, you only stay with me for this month right here.
Oh, okay.
In that moment, I didn't take it the way the average person would take it. I took it like, you don't have no time to waste. Go do everything you can do within these 2 weeks to figure it out, because you don't want to have this conversation again. I'm that kind of guy. Like, you say something, it's your house, I got to do what you said.
Yeah.
And I was like, bet, run it.
Mm-hmm.
And from that day on, when I tell you, I had newspaper, I had creative loafing, I was on the internet looking at jobs, looking at acting auditions, looking at jobs, looking at acting auditions, like every single day.
Yeah.
And then I come in the house, I get an email, boom, jump in the car, drive 45 minutes back to the city,
Wow.
going here, there, going here, there, here, there, here. I was going to networking events like I belonged there.
Yeah.
Because what's up, man? I'm Rod Minger, man. What's up going on, actor? You know, blah, blah, blah. Because at this point, I'm not even doing comedy yet. I'm just on the theater team, right? And in those 2 weeks, I didn't go back home. I made it. You know what I mean? And it was at that moment I realized I was built a little different.
Yeah.
I made it. I figured it out. Like, I didn't have to leave. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to leave Atlanta. I found another place. I stayed there. I did what I had to do. And here I am years later. That was 2006.
Oh, wow.
I've been since 2006. I never left.
Yeah.
So that was the moment I was like, yo, this is because of what my family was like. They were hustlers and they were determined and they was hard workers. But I just put, instead of me putting that towards blue collar living, I put it towards the arts and passion and my dreams.
Absolutely.
And I just kept going. So that's what the little body of work I have now has come from, just from that. So that was the moment.
Absolutely.
When she told me you gotta get out of here,
Yeah.
I could have died in front of her.
It's go time.
Let me go home. I could just like, I'll just go home.
You could have. Yeah.
I was like, nah, this one's supposed to be. I'm gonna figure it out.
Absolutely.
So it's the best and weirdest thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah. Thank God that you did, right?
Yeah. It worked out.
Absolutely. So still kind of teetering a little bit on that. Obviously, you have a dynamic hustle.
Yes.
But what else do you think kind of sets you apart from other actors and or comedians?
Because I'm not one out of the other.
Okay.
I'm literally just an entertainer.
Okay.
Like,
I like that.
if you look at my resume, I'm an entertainer.
Yeah.
I have hosted, warmed up the crowd for the Paul Feinbaum football show. I have been an MC on Disney Cruise Line, also danced in 2 shows on Disney Cruise Line.
Nice.
I have won dancing battles while I was in high school. I'm a musician. I play the trumpet and the baritone. I've been drum major twice, high school and college. I just started comedy on an accident.
Okay.
Somebody seen me being hilarious in a play and booked me to do comedy, and the rest is history.
Nice.
I've done theater, I've done film, I've done TV. I do YouTube videos. I've done radio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've hosted the Hawks games. I'm literally an entertainer, and that's what sets me apart. So now, you know, everything is so virtual. So I have to build up the virtual base a little bit more before I guess I can be considered, I guess, a star or known to everybody else. But in my own right, with the ammunition I have right now, when the platform gets bigger, it's gonna be like, oh, he did all this.
Oh, for sure.
And it's gonna all kind of make it, you know, come full circle.
For sure.
So that's what sets me apart.
Absolutely. I love that. Okay, so switching gears just a little bit, right?
Okay.
In terms of a true hustle, right? To add, in addition to entertainer, I know that you have a clothing line and merchandise line, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. So where did you get the inspiration for that?
I got it from a buddy of mine by the name of Funny Man Johnson. He got really famous out of Alabama. He was making these videos called How Alabama Fans Watch Football.
Okay.
And the inspiration started, I was sitting with him when he had the idea. He was like, yo, man, I think I'm going to start doing these little football videos and see how they do.
Yeah.
And it was just an idea he had. And I watched them start them. They was getting a little traction. And then one year, they just exploded. I was like, yo. And then when he started doing the videos, he started having the shirts that said, run the ball.
Okay.
I was like, yo, that's a great idea. He does these videos from his couch at home, and he wears his own merchandise.
Smart.
And sells it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's freaking genius.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's the first person to do it, but that's when my individual inspiration came, right? So I go away to the cruise lines with Disney or whatever, and I'm sitting on the ship. More than maybe, I was there for 2.5 years, maybe 6 occasions where I seen guests get on the ship and have his shirt on.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Very nice.
So I used to do my introduction. I'm like, you know, Disney had a different show every night. So I'm like, hey guys, my name is Rod Minger. I'm from the great state of Alabama, Roll Tide.
Yeah.
And 5 or 6 times somebody like, hey man, you know Funny Man? Like, he was like this big star to them, but to me, he's just my college homeboy. You know what I'm saying? We fraternity brothers. So I get off the ship, and he said, "Hey, bro, you come on tour with me." So I go on tour with him, and I'm old school. I'm selling DVDs.
Okay.
So I got my table with my DVDs, and his table with his shirts.
Right.
I'm watching his shirts go wham, 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 wham. They just going out.
Right.
I'm like, DVDs.
Yeah.
DVDs, crickets, as people are walking by as I'm trying to sell these DVDs for $5.
Okay.
You know, not even $25. They're $5.
Got it.
So a couple of people got a couple little charity. I'll take one. And then one time I sold about 15 in one show, right? I had a good night, and I think I was selling for 10 actually, not 5. And 4 people DM me that next morning, "Hey, your CD doesn't work." I was like, "It's a DVD." And they was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was a CD, somebody could pop in the car.
Yeah.
I don't know if I even have a DVD player." And I talked to Funny Man, like, "Yo, man, I got to come up with a shirt that's meaningful." I said, "I think what makes your shirt so successful, they're meaningful. You know, run the ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like run for your goals. Run for, it wasn't just about football. It's like run the ball. Like, run for your dreams. Run for what it is that you want to do. Run for your hustle." I'm like, I need something meaningful. Because I see a lot of comedians, they sell shirts, and it's about a joke that they have. But why would you buy that shirt if you haven't heard the joke? You know what I mean? So I wanted something meaningful, something that meant something to me. So I started the Who Gonna Stop Me shirts.
Yes.
And that was my first shirt. I created it on an app on my phone. I have no help. I was like, I'm gonna try this one time.
Nice.
Put it together, I stacked it up, and I was going back and forth with him. And then I finally got to, I guess, a design he liked.
Okay.
He said, "I'd wear that." And when he said that, I printed out about 100.
Yeah.
And I sold out in like a month and a half. And I was like, I'm on to something, because I do have a joke that's about who gonna stop me. But it also is a good phrase, like, who gonna stop me? Like, nothing can stop me from your dreams and your goals in life but you.
I love
So
that.
if somebody tell you can't do something, well, who gonna stop me?
Yeah.
You're not gonna stop me. And if you're not gonna stop me, I'm definitely not gonna stop me, so I'm gonna go do it. And that's where it started. And then time went on, and went on Disney. You know, I wasn't allowed to curse.
Okay.
So I started saying the phrase hilarious all the time. And then I realized I started saying it so much. I started saying it when I got home, hilarious. I'd be laughing and saying hilarious out loud. And then my manager, shout out to Brody, he goes, "Yo, man, you should put that on a shirt, because the way you say it, it just punches people in the face. So if you look at my shirt now, you'll look at it different. It's hilarious, but it has like the punch symbol behind it."
Yes, I see that.
So that's where that came from. And so
Very
now I do
nice.
the Who Gonna Stop Me and the hilarious t-shirts and hoodies and coffee mugs and underwear.
Yes.
Joking about the underwear.
Okay. So then, what has your experience been like in Atlanta, we'll say as a Black entertainer?
This is home. This is where my career was birthed. You know, I'm from Montgomery all day. I'm from the 334. I'm from the Gump. Graduated from Jeff Davis High School. Went to Brubeck Junior High. Went to Peter Crump Elementary. So I'm from the Gump, right? But my career didn't start in the Gump. Now, some of the tools I have may have started in the Gump. Like, I did weird stuff. I used to dance. I used to be in a little dance group when I was in high school. I also marched in the band in high school, and I also kind of did like weird little stuff. Like, I remember one time in junior high, I did a Jerry Springer show.
Oh, okay.
I wrote the script out and had some people in it, and they were actors in it.
Did you fight?
Oh yeah, I wrote some fights in there, and I remember like I was in the 9th grade. I remember like the gym. It was in the gym. Yeah. And the gym just erupted, like somebody had just dumped on somebody. When I had the fights in there, I literally had planned out the slam. So that happened in the Gump, but I did a play in college, maybe 2 plays in college, and I was a student director of a play. So that was when it kind of, the fire started burning. I had this teacher named Jonathan Award. He says, "Hey Rod, you know, what this acting thing, you think about taking it serious?" I would like to, man, but you know, where I'm from, you know, it's kind of frowned upon. He's like, "Nah, man." He's like, "All the students I've ever had, you got something different." Yeah. He's like, "That's why I made you student director, because I was mad because I wanted to be in the play." He's like, "Nah, I need you to be student director." He said, "The reason I want you to do that," he said, "you're gonna see the overall picture." He said, "You're gonna see about the writing, you're gonna see about production time, you're gonna see how the lighting works, you're gonna see what the stage manager does." He said, "I want you to see everybody. So that way if you're gonna go forward after doing all this on your own, you'll know." And it was one of the best experiences I ever had directing that play. So shout out to Dr. Jonathan Award for putting me on that. And he's the one that told me about AMDA. Okay. So then he's the one that told me how to get the audition, which is funny, I auditioned in Atlanta. Okay. But I hadn't lived here.
It was meant to be.
It was meant for me to be here, right? So then from there, you know, I graduate and I think I'm going to AMDA, and then I lose that and I move here. And when I moved here, I was in a play within the first 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a play called The Law Done Sent Me a Man. And yes, it sounds just like, it's spelled just like it sounds.
Yes,
Lawd.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah, I played an abusive boyfriend to the lead actress, so it was kind of hilarious.
Okay.
But he was actually comedic, which is funny.
Okay.
It's a whole other story. I booked that, and then I did this audition to work for the Home Shopping Network.
Okay.
I'm like, oh snap, I'm gonna be on TV.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work for the Home Shopping Network. I've only been in Atlanta for a month or two, right?
Yeah.
Turns out it was a lower cousin to the Home Shopping Network.
Okay.
So what I did was took products that were sold on the Home Shopping Network, and I sold them in live product demonstrations inside stores.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
okay.
you ever been like walking around Belk or Kroger or Walmart and you hear that announcement like, "Doo, ladies and gentlemen, in less than 2 minutes from right now, we'll be giving away free gifts
Yes.
to each and every single adult customer in the store."
Yes.
You might have heard me.
Okay.
That was me doing that.
Okay.
And then you come to the flashing lights in less than 2 minutes, we're giving out free gifts.
Yeah.
And then you get there, we're giving out some bull crap, like a napkin or some disposable glasses, or it was always some trash.
Yeah. Okay.
So I can save you this huge item
Yeah.
where I get my commission from.
Okay.
But I take this corny job, and it's the corniest job ever. But man, when I tell you, to this day, I don't think I've ever made that kind of fast cash.
Wow.
Ever. It was just like a fast cash seasonal job.
Yeah.
So now I'm here. I got my first 2 acting gigs. I'm doing the live product demonstrations, and I'm doing The Law Done Sent Me a Man. Now, hindsight, The Law Done Sent Me a Man was a regular ass Chitlin Circuit play,
Okay.
right? But that's where my theater brain started. I realized what my strengths and weaknesses were. I'm like, oh, I'm better when I do this. I'm better if I study this much versus this much. I need coaching with this. And then it was my first time working with a crew and learning the ins and outs of people's energy when you work in the shows. Because I'm from Alabama, you're from Montgomery, like you consider people family when you work with them. Like that's family. But
Yeah.
Atlanta ain't like that.
Okay.
It's about the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned a lot of ins and outs of that. And then with the live product demonstrations, guess what? I was a guy that wanted to be an actor who had stage fright.
Really?
I'm shy. Believe it or not, nobody believes me when I tell them that, but I'm actually really, really shy. If you catch me off,
Yeah.
I'm really, really chill.
Okay.
I'm like chilling. I'm the dude that's at home watching The Office and Family Guy and Different World.
Really?
And SpongeBob sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
I'm real, real chill. So I moved here. Right. So I moved here to be an entertainer, but I have stage fright. So
Okay.
now I have a job that forces me to be in front of people every single day,
Yeah.
several different times a day. Like I would do about 15 pitches throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then call those people over there, and I get to the booth and be 25 people standing out there.
Yeah.
And here I am selling this product, this quick chopper, this knife, this magic lint roller, whatever I'm selling. I'm doing this product demonstration. And guess what's happening? Now my stage fright is going down.
Mm-hmm.
But see, I don't know that at the time. I just know that hindsight.
It's
So
preparing you.
now I'm like, it went from the first 2 weeks of doing it to like, all right, let me go get this shit done.
Yeah.
So let me go make this happen.
Yeah.
Guess what y'all about to do? I'm about to show you this product that you gotta have.
Yeah.
Your kitchen not complete without it.
Yes.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
This is how much it costs on television. But right here today,
Yes.
I can get a discount. What you want to do? Who want one? You want one? You want one? You want one?
Yes.
You want one too? Bam. Now guess what? Stage fright goes down.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm doing 2 things at the same time. And so I think that's what people, they lose track of. Sometimes when you're living in the moment, you're learning something that's going to help you later.
That's good.
So now I'm having my first acting class.
Yeah.
I gotta be sharp. I gotta be cool. I gotta deal with insecurities. When you're in front of people, stuff happens. You get pimples. You get styes. You have hives. You get bloated. You might get chubby. You might get skinny.
Right.
Bodily things happen.
Right.
But when you have a show, the show must go on.
Right.
So now I'm in a play and that at the same time. And that was like my first year in Atlanta. And then I think a lot of that stemmed from that, man. So that's my career started here. Everything I booked in my career that was big started in Atlanta. The first TV show I booked was here. My first major paid play was here. I've been at the 14th Street Playhouse. I've been at the Port Center Theater. I performed at Uptown Comedy Corner. I performed at the Comedy Theater.
Nice.
I performed at Punchline.
Yeah.
I booked Disney while I was in my house here in Atlanta. I booked SC Nation while I was sitting in my living room thinking about quitting my job.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff was birthed here. I'm from Montgomery,
Yeah.
but my career was born here.
Very nice.
So yeah, I guess you can call me a Montgomery Atlantean.
Okay.
We'll go with that.
Well, we're gonna go with that. With that being said, though, your story is truly inspiring, especially with everything that you've done just up to this point, right?
Yeah.
So it sounds like your advice would be to just do it, but I'll ask in your own words, what advice do you have for those young entertainers that may be looking up to you even right now that say, you know what, I live here, this city isn't doing it for me, it's my hometown, but I need to go somewhere else to make my dreams happen?
Just go. That's that leap of faith you gotta have.
Yeah.
You know the energy when you're doing something and you feel like it's not adding up. Something else has to give. And even when I guess you're quote unquote doing good, like me or whatever. If you look at my career, like I have moments I sit on the patio and look up at the sky. I'm like, all right, God, what's up?
Okay.
You know, what's going on? I literally just like that, yo, God, what's up?
Yeah.
This ain't, what's up? Like, it's kind of slow right now. What's
Yeah.
going on? Like,
Right.
we good?
Mm-hmm.
Am I doing something wrong? Like,
Right.
what's happening? Am I in the wrong direction? You know, you got to get real with him.
You do.
You know, Jesus is the homie.
You
know,
do.
so like, yo, am I going the wrong direction?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to chill right now? Am I supposed to be still right now? Am I supposed to be quiet right now? Am I supposed to go at it? But I tell young people, man, I got a young comedian that hangs with me all the time now. I was like, listen, when I was in my early 20s, I had something to do 4 nights a week. And I was corporate. I had a 9 to 5, I had a 9 to 7 job.
Mm-hmm.
I get off at 7. If it was available, I was going. If there was a networking event, I was going. If there was an acting class that was after 7, I would go. If there was a play I could go see, I would go see it. If there was a comedy show I could go watch, I would go watch it.
Mm-hmm.
If I was go to a comedy show, I see some comedians outside talking, I stop and talk to them, whether they was nice or not. A lot of them aren't really receptive until they see you perform, and that's okay. That's up to them. Same thing with theater. When I went, I didn't just want to go to the play. I wanted to help. Let me pass out the playbills.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let me be in the back. Make sure. Let me help with the stage, man.
Nice.
Let me just come. Can I just get an extra ticket so I can watch our rehearse?
Yeah.
You know, I was doing everything. Like, you get older, you're not going to have those same kind of patience. But those are my roots of I could throw a birthday party and it'd be people from 20 different circles there.
Nice.
Because when I was in my 20s, I spent my 20s corporate, but running. Everything from my corporate was like, this is how I got to survive. But my career, I was just running. I need people to know me. I need people to see me. I was here. I was there. I was sending emails to people until I annoyed them. Hey, man, Rod Minger, you came on my play. Thank you for coming. Blah, 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 blah. If to this day, the humbleness, I know a lot of people say don't say be humble no more, but it's not a humbleness to me. To me, it's an appreciation for the work you've done. I can be anywhere. And somebody walk up like, hey, Rod, I see you in this play. I will stop what I'm doing and run to that person because that's appreciated. Because that's why I do it. You know, somebody DMs me, ask me a random question. I'm going to answer it because that's why I do it. I'm not trying to do this to shine on nobody. I'm not trying to do this to be the most popular or the best comedian or the best actor ever. I just want to do good work that people appreciate, and then I see the reciprocation, and that's it. So I would tell those young people, run, go to all of them, go to the network events, go to those acting events, go to those acting classes, go to plays to see other people, go watch other people, study other actors. You know, try it all. Read some books, like whatever, because everybody's thing is different. It's hard to tell somebody, go do this one thing. That's what make it. You know, some people not receptive with reading. Some people not receptive with watching other people, but you got to do something. Yeah. You got to do something besides sit on the couch. Like, yeah, man, I can do this. Yeah. Like, you got to go do something. So nobody's going to know you sitting in the house. So put those jeans on, put those shoes on, and take those first steps and go. Absolutely. That's it.
So just to dig a little bit deeper, right?
Okay.
When we're talking about kind of hustling, right, and just kind of imagining the nonstop, always on the go, making your dreams happen, but being human, right, and still looking up at the sky and, you know, what's kind of going on right now.
Right.
What advice do you have for those moments, right, when it seems like things are a little shaky or they're not panning out or I need to pull everything that's within me, I need to make this work for me? What advice do you have?
So with those moments, you have to control the peace moments that you can control. And what I mean about that is everything surrounding what's stressing you out. So, okay, let's say your goal is to be on a hit movie or a hit TV series, and then that's not popping. But you're doing everything you can to chase towards it. Everything else in your life needs to be working out. You need to have good friendships around you. You need to have a good relationship. If you're in a relationship or if you're in a marriage, your marriage needs to be on point. You need to make sure you have enough money in your account where you can eat every day. You can eat when you want to. Your lights, you ain't worried about going to your house and your lights off. You got to keep the normal stresses around you to a minimum because it's just enough stress just to chase it. So you got to make sure everything else is in order. Like, you got a boyfriend or a girlfriend, like, y'all need to be all right. Y'all can't be arguing no petty stuff.
Right.
You know, like, not that you're not going to petty, but, you know, don't be the petty one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Be the one diffusing the pettiness. Don't be the one like, you know what I feel like doing today? Being petty.
Yeah.
Don't be that person. You know what I'm saying? And talk less. We tend to tell everybody what we want to do and how we want to be and where we're not and what we do have and what we don't have. It's nobody's business. Do you know what I tell my mother?
What?
After it's done.
Okay.
That's all I tell her.
Yeah.
After it's done.
Yeah.
I don't tell her, hey, I got an audition for this today. Oh, I gotta go book this today. Oh, I'm praying I get this. Oh, I'm this close to this. Oh, I had this interview today. Oh, I was on this radio. I guess, what you doing? Well, nothing, but yesterday I had a radio interview.
Yeah.
Oh, yesterday I booked this TV show I had to shoot. Oh, last night I shot some skits. I wrote this script and now we're filming it. I tell her after it's done because people don't understand the world of entertainment. You know, by the time you see something on television or something on video, it's old. So if you watch a video I did, it's already done. Yeah. If you see me on TV, I shot it a long time ago.
Right.
If you see a Pepsi commercial I just booked in June, shot at Pepsi, it was already done.
Yeah.
By the time it came out, I had been done with it for 2 months. So now I'm on to the next thing. So the thing is to keep it continuous, and it's hard to keep a continuous thing going. But what helps me is make sure everything else is okay. My relationship good. You know what I'm saying? Is my house good?
Yes.
Is my house neat? Is it comfortable to my lifestyle? Do I have enough in savings where if something went wrong right now, I can handle it? And I tell people, I got this great analogy from this financial guy. He was like, man, when you're in a career like this, that's such a roller coaster. He said, think about this. If you was taking a road trip and you had a blowout, could you change the tire? Some people can't.
Yeah.
And you know that living in Atlanta, how many cars have you seen where the side of the car is dented up?
Yeah.
The truck is smashed in. The door is smashed in. They drive around with a donut. They didn't have it. But if you have it, you're in a positive step. So sometimes it's about perspective. You're not going to make it tomorrow. Like, no, can one phone call change your life? That one phone call can change your life. But that one phone call changes your mind because of what you did before the phone call. You can't just sit on it. So I guess that was a long answer, but like handle everything else that's going towards you. Everything outside of you chasing your dream needs to be okay. You need to handle that space. You got friends that you're arguing with, you need to let those friends go. You got a significant other that you're arguing all the time, you need to let that friend go. If you are not making enough to change that spare tire, you're going to have to do something in the meantime while you're chasing that way. Or you're going to be stressed out all the time. And that's where you see those bitter actors, those bitter comedians, because they can't change that tire. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a chase to be able to change that tire. So you got to make sure everything around that is okay.
That's solid. That's solid advice.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm sorry, is this the squeakiest chair ever? Is this my chair squeaking repeatedly? Hilarious. You hear that?
Slightly, I do.
Okay,
I do.
It started.
As long as it's sturdy. And
Yeah, I mean, it's 30. I hope the camera wasn't picking it up because I hear it. It's driving me insane. Go ahead.
Okay, so what's your process like for creating comedy?
I don't know, man. It's random moments. A lot of times when I'm sitting with my friends, something weird happens.
Okay.
Or they're telling me a random story or scenario with them. I'll take that and then kind of reword it and make it about me or make it about a girl I've been out with or whatever. And because comedy's going to always be a bunch of truth and some dramatics mixed together. So I'm really good with wordplay. Yeah. And mixing stuff up and making it make more sense in a different way. You'll tell me like, I don't know, a scenario can happen. Just like the other day I was talking to this girl and she was telling me she remember going on a first date and the guy got pulled over by the police and he got out and started running and left her in the car. So you tell me that, right? That's one statement. I'll go back and create that entire story to make it long. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's not one statement. It'd go from in that 2-second statement you gave me, I'll turn it into a 5-minute story. Yeah. And that's how my content works. So stuff from the past that's really happened, and I throw some dramatics on it, and then that's how I go with my writing. I have to ask, you just like left her in the car? So like he actually left her in the car. He took off running. So apparently he had somewhere he didn't want to visit, and that was jail. Yeah. He's like, you can have my car, my license, and the seatbelt. Yeah. I'm about to take the hell off. And I got So now I'm working on that bit. I got to figure that out. That's going to be good. That's going to be great. That's going to be great, actually. Okay, so shifting gears just a little bit, right? Okay. 2020. It caused the world to change slightly in a major way. Correct. What obstacles did you have to overcome in 2020? Oh, man. Well, first, there was one obstacle. My fiance, she was on the ship when the pandemic hit. So that was my first obstacle because I was concerned that they wasn't going to let her off because some people weren't allowed to leave. So that was stressful. Then we got through that part, right? Yeah. And then the second thing was I had a 40-city tour lined up. And that was the most booked I had ever been in my career. 40 cities, that's a lot. It was 40 cities. So I was going to tour with my manager. I put together a tour called Giggling and Grooving, where it was me closing the show out for some singers, which was really dope. Shout out to Ignatius, shout out to Yana, shout out to Will, and of course shout out to Brody for putting the thing together. But we had like 10 dates. And then I was going to open for Funny Man, the one who gave me the t-shirt. Very nice. So he had me on about 15, 20 dates. And then the guy opened for most of the time, which is comedian Steve Brown. Yes. I had about 5-10 dates with him. And I just hit me one day. I was sitting at the house, my perspective, because the dates, I started having them around February, but they weren't starting until the end of March. But then one day I just kind of looked at the list. I was like, hold up. I'm thinking, I said, wait a minute, I'm booked up. This tour is 40 cities long. So I took it and made a little flyer and put everybody, booked all 2020. Yes. Greatness, boom, boom, boom. Yes. And then I'm human, so of course I calculated how much it was going to be. Hey. And then boom, in an instant, that was gone. Yeah. So that was my first hurdle. So those were my first 2 hurdles. And that was hard. It took a lot of her speaking into me. It took a lot of time, even with her around.
Her as in your fiance?
Then my fiance, yeah.
Wonderful.
It still took me many days where I went sat in the living room and just meditated.
Yeah.
Because that was the closest I felt to having a successful year, entertainment-wise, that I had snatched away.
Mm-hmm.
So that stung. And it was a lot to deal with mentally, but also she was just moving here from New York.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't have her stressed out. So as a man, I had to kind of deal with it internally.
Okay.
So I only let her know how minutely how stressed out I was.
Okay.
But she had no idea what was going on the inside. Like I was like, oh my God, this girl moving from New York. And
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be on tour for 40 cities, 40 nights, and here I am, nothing.
Pressure.
I'm jobless.
Yeah.
And so that was the first hurdle. Let's just say I lost a nice little high-end 5-digit number with that. And that was going to be, that was like one of the busiest turning points in my career that I lost that. And then stuff got dry, man. It was just like, I'm just at the house.
Yeah.
And I'm not a sit-still guy.
Mm-hmm.
So the house drove me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was a lot to just be there every day and not being able to go to work. And, I forgot, I should have deleted my calendar,
Okay.
but I didn't. So every time I had a show,
You're looking.
I got a ding.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, I'm supposed to be here today.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be in LA today. I'm supposed to be in New Orleans today. I'm supposed to be in Vegas today.
Constant reminder.
So that was my fault. That was self-torture that I should have deleted, but that's spilled milk now. And then, I don't know, man, it got really dry. Man. I took a part-time job. I took an essential worker's job.
Okay.
I went and I worked at a factory,
Okay.
stacking boxes.
Yeah. Shout out to essential workers.
Shout out to essential workers. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, y'all paying what to do what? I'll do that for a couple of months. No big deal, And then even in that moment, man, it became spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
I learned at that moment, no matter how successful people think I am or what I've been a part of, as a man, I will do whatever it takes to make sure I can change that spare tire. And that's where I went with it. You feel what I'm saying? So I lived in that moment. I got through that era, and then I went to meditate again. I was like, okay, this gig, I had enough of this.
Yeah.
The mental start changing. It's like, I don't feel right. Let me stop.
Yeah.
And I stopped, and I chilled out, and I just got in my prayer room and got in my meditation room, and then next thing you know, guess what I'm doing? I'm booking a Pepsi commercial. Next thing you know, guess what I'm doing? I'm doing a couple of comedy shows. I booked a couple of virtual shows where I got paid to sit in the living room and tell jokes through my computer screen.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, here we go. Now we booming.
Absolutely.
Then auditions start opening back up. I start auditioning for some major TV shows. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, God, I see you.
Yes.
I'm in the right place. It's the right time. Maybe I need a break. Maybe I need to take a nap.
Right.
Maybe I need to get me and her tighter. That's the first time we had live together. What I'm saying? So it was dope. So those were my hurdles. I would say losing that tour, being at home every day, man, taking that essential worker's job.
Yeah.
Those were hurdles. They were hard mentally, but I survived it.
Absolutely. You definitely did.
I
Only
survived
up from here, right?
Only up from here.
I love it. I love it. Well, Rod, thank you so much for your time today.
No, thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. I do have to share with you one thing that I'm pleasantly surprised about, right?
Okay.
So, of course, we see comedians, and you just think of them kind of as just being funny consistently,
Right,
And you definitely are. But you also are very wise, right? And just sitting here, I've even gained a lot of, kind of inspiration and just insight into something that we all need to be able to do, which is just strive to do better every single day, right? And you certainly embody that. So thank you for your time, but also just thank you for sharing everything with me today.
It was a pleasure. I appreciate you inviting me.
Absolutely.
This was fun. This was dope.
Absolutely.
We'll have some sandwiches next time.
Yes.
Other than that.
We'll make sure.
Appreciate it.
With that being said, everyone, thank you again for tuning in with us today as we lived in the moment with actor and comedian Rod Minger.